All right, let's talk about a book. It's a Victorian novel, but honestly, its message is so modern, it feels like it could have been written last week. We're diving into Thomas Hardy's Jude the Obscure, and we're going to uncover this timeless, brutal battle between our deepest dreams and the rules that seem designed to just crush them. So Hardy kicks off the whole novel with this one powerful line. And it's not just a fancy quote. It is the key to the entire story. It sets up the central conflict right away, asking this huge question. What happens when the rigid, unfeeling rules of society, the letter, clash with the vibrant, messy, beautiful reality of human desire, the spirit? To really get what this novel is about, you have to wrap your head around this one core idea. It's not just a theme. It's the engine that drives every single tragic thing that happens in the story. Okay, so Hardy basically lays out two opposing forces, clear as day. On one side, you've got the letter. Think of it as society's unchangeable rulebook, its laws, its dogma, all its institutions. And on the other side, the spirit. That's everything that makes us human, our passions, our hunger for knowledge, our ability to love. Now, here's the crucial part. The letter isn't just about following rules. It's about a whole system that values tradition more than the actual people living inside it. It's like a machine that cares more about its own gears turning than about human happiness. And in this story, that machine has absolutely devastating consequences. So let's see how this plays out in the life of our main character, Jude Foley. His story is just this heartbreaking case study of a vibrant human spirit being systematically taken apart, piece by piece, by the letter of the law. Jude's entire life is basically defined by three huge ambitions, three big quests for meaning. He desperately wants knowledge, he searches for faith, and he longs for love. But every single time, his spirit's desire slams right into a brick wall of rules and institutions. And I mean, it happens at every turn. His dream of getting an education? Crushed by the university's rigid class system. His search for faith? Blocked by the church's narrow-minded dogma. And his deep love for Sue, this true meeting of spirits, is called illegitimate by society's strict marriage laws. The letter is just relentless. It attacks him from every possible angle. And this is the ultimate soul-crushing result. Jude's son, Little Father Time, he completely internalizes society's judgment. His suicide note is like the voice of the letter itself, a final verdict that says there's simply no room in this world for children born from a love that breaks the rules. It's just awful. The spirit creates life, and the letter kills it. But wait, here's where Hardy throws in a really fascinating, complicated twist. After we've spent the whole book blaming society, he makes us ask, are those external rules the only thing to blame for Jude's downfall? See? Hardy gives us another clue way back at the beginning of the book. It's a second epigraph that points not at society, but at the overwhelming power of human desire itself. It suggests that sometimes the very fire that drives us forward is the same fire that can burn us to the ground. To really get this, we can look at the myth of Bhasmasur. He's a character who gets this incredible power, the ability to destroy anything he touches. But he's so blinded by his own ambition that he ends up destroying himself. His greatest gift becomes his most terrible curse. And that's Jude, right? This parallel shows us that Jude's greatest strength is also his fatal flaw. His intense, all-consuming passion, that's his gift. But just like Bhasmasur, that incredible capacity for feeling turns into a self-destructive force when he pours it all into dreams that the world just will not allow. We see it happen so clearly. His raw, physical desire for Arabella completely throws his disciplined dream of becoming a scholar off the rails. And later, his deep, profound love for Sue becomes such an obsession that it pushes them both into total social isolation and ruin. His own spirit is so powerful that it actually helps society crush him. So this brings us to a much, much deeper question. If it's not just the rules on the outside, and it's not just our passions on the inside, then what is the real root of this tragedy? In this last part, we see how all of this builds to a truly profound idea. Hardy zooms the camera way out, suggesting the problem isn't just Victorian society, it might be existence itself. And this is where the novel becomes a timeless, philosophical masterpiece. You see, Hardy was writing what we would now call a proto-existential work, We're talking decades before philosophers like Camus and Sartre were famous. And here's Hardy asking their fundamental question. How do we find any meaning in a universe that seems to offer none? What this really means is that when Jude suffers, his prayers just go unanswered. He's met with silence. The universe isn't out to get him. It's worse. It just doesn't care. This is what the existentialists called the absurd. That huge, gaping chasm between our desperate human need for meaning and a universe that's totally indifferent. Jude basically becomes a modern-day Sisyphus. He keeps pushing this heavy boulder of his hopes for knowledge, for love, for a place to belong, up a ridiculously steep hill, only to have it roll right back down every single time. That struggle, that's his entire existence. And that's exactly why this dark 19th century novel still hits so hard today. Jude's desperate search for an authentic life, his deep yearning to just feel like he belongs somewhere, that's not some old Victorian problem. That is the fundamental, universal struggle that every single one of us faces. So Hardy just leaves us with this. And yeah, it's a bleak vision, but it's also a deeply profound one. He doesn't give us any easy answers, not at all. Instead, he leaves us with the ultimate question, one that echoes from his time all the way to ours. In a world where the rules are designed to break you and the cosmos doesn't seem to care, how in the world are we supposed to build a life that actually matters?